Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. So, this is a sad and depressing one, okay? So, I'm sure everyone has heard Larry Nassar, the pedophile, the gymnast coach who was molesting the girls for many years, decades, in fact, who was found guilty. What was it, in 2019 on how many counts? Like 100 counts. He got sentenced to 150 years. Well, he was shanked. He got stabbed. Let's see here. What does it say? 9 times, twice in the neck, 4 times in the chest, and in the side, in the face. He's actually still alive, and I believe he's in stable condition. This case, like, bothers me. It's so depressing and sad and tragic for all involved. First of all, the victims, of course. All of that were the number in the 50s or maybe even more, close to 100. Obviously, the victims first. By the way, there's a documentary on Netflix if you want to see it. And very, very sad. Sad for him, sad for his family. Larry Nassar was married with 2 kids. 2 kids, right? Maybe even 3. I'm not even sure. Okay, I know he's got a couple of kids. All right, so very sad. The victims, the family, Larry Nassar's and Larry Nassar's family, and Larry Nassar himself, right? So here's the thing. I've been seeing all over the internet, watching a lot of YouTube videos, and some people are like, yes, fucking pedophile, scum, gets what he deserves. And listen, man, I know the guy's bad. He's a bad guy. But let me just throw this out. He's not, as I've heard from many YouTube channels and articles, he's the worst of the worst. No, dude, he's not the worst of the worst, right? None of his victims, he didn't kill, first of all, he didn't kill anyone, all right? None of his victims were tortured. Like, I don't know what people are thinking. Like, let me just throw this out, all right? As horrible as sexual abuse, molestation, rape, all that's horrendous. But obviously, there's something even worse than that. That's death. That's murder, right? There are levels. There's rape is real bad. That's high, and you should go to jail for a long time. And then there's something else. There's actually murder. And then these sick, sadistic fucks. I'm a true crime fan. I watch all that stuff. Very interested in abnormal psychology and what makes these people tick and all that. Sociopathy, psychopathy, whatever. And there are levels to this thing, right? So there are people who not only, as far as I know, they were not tortured. I believe what he was doing was massaging them and abusing them, sexually abusing them, really disgusting, awful stuff. Obviously, should be punished. But again, as I said, all the victims were alive. He did not torture them, did not murder them, as sick and crazy as that sounds. So my point is, there are levels to evil, right? The guy, this is my take on it, may be controversial. I've done at least one, maybe 2 videos on a Larry Nassar case. The guy is sick. Like, you don't, not giving an excuse for pedophilia or all this, but you don't choose your sexual orientation, right? This guy happens to be attracted to, I think, the like 12 to 13 prepubescent. I wouldn't say prepubescent because that's even before puberty, the onset of puberty, but like 12, 13-year old, like young, athletic gymnast. That was his thing, and it's not normal. It's sick. But again, he didn't choose it, right? So look at his life now. Like, his situation is just worse. I can't even fathom anything worse than his situation. Totally disgraced, in a fucking cage. Every second of his life, he has to be on the alert. You know, it's to me, I've always said, Like, I am for the death penalty. I'm a left, I guess a lefty. I'm center left, but I have always been. I wouldn't say always, but I am definitely for the death penalty. However, in my opinion, I think prison is much worse. I think life in prison, especially without the possibility of parole, is way worse, in my opinion, for all the reasons we know. So this whole thing, Larry Nassar, I just feel so bad for him. Even the couple in 2019 when the judge gave him that tongue lashing, like, wow, like, wow. I don't like think I've ever seen anything like that. Like, I don't remember a judge giving that hard to Ted Bundy or obviously totally different cases. But I'm like yeah, I think Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy and all of those, Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. These are beyond the words evil, like much more evil, if you want to call it, and sick and sadistic and twisted and all that than Larry Nassar. But yet, but yet, people want to jump on this guy, and I get it. Here's the other thing. He's like supposed to be a mentor, right? He's a person in authority. He was their physician, the gymnast. He's a physician. You look up to someone. It's kind of like on the level, say, like priests, people you look up to, and you're abusing your power. So you have that. There's an added thing. I do get that. So there you go. I'm going to end it here. I'm just very depressed, very sad. We're all involved. This guy, obviously, Larry Nassar, he's still alive. He probably wishes he's dead. Can you imagine being in recovery, all those wounds? And like, what's the point convalescing? Like, I'm in hell. I'm in hell, and I'm going to be in a cage for the rest of my life. All right. By the way, just another little added. I just read. I'm looking over here. Some people said he made a comment about women, Wimbledon, females in Wimbledon. It was like a lewd comment, and that's why the guy stabbed him. Who knows? Anyway, there you go. Very sad. And on that note, as I say, something uplifting, good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. By the way, that's a quote from Mark Twain. And that's what life is all about, right? And peace. Peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk.